So today, let's do an example. We're going to do Saturn. So for Saturn, I just type in Saturn where it says planet slash moon. Remember, I get to choose one. Now, the beauty of this assignment is you don't have to go in order. You can do whichever ones you want, but there are some limits. You are not allowed to do dwarf planets. That's right. No dwarf planets. Let's go ahead and put that up here. We're going to say no dwarf planets. And we're also going to say no stars or comets. Yes, we're putting that in there. And I could have typed it in there already, but I want to make a point to show that to you. You can't do those. Why? There's not a lot of information on them. Two, you can't really land on a star or a comet. I mean, you could land on a comet, but it's just it's a mess. We're not going to deal with any of these three. It's going to be a planet or a moon. So let's go ahead and add that here. We're going to say must be a planet or moon. And I'm going to put it in all caps so it sounds like I'm yelling at you. All right. Now I've got that. And so let's go ahead and let's do Saturn. So I first thing I did is I typed in the planet slash moon Saturn. Pretty simple. Now I got to find all this information. But I look over here and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to do the picture first because it's easy. So remember to insert an image, we go to insert, we don't go to Google, and we go to search the web. And I already typed in Saturn earlier when messing with this. And I'm going to go ahead and look down and see which one do I like. Well, I did one for another example. I like this one. So I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to insert it. Now it's giant. I've got to bring it down to size so it's going to fit inside of this box, which that looks like it's pretty good. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be big enough to know that this is Saturn. Now I've got a lot of information to find. I'm going to start with solar system scope, and whatever I can't find here, I'm going to use the NASA site, Epic, and this travel time page, which you probably won't need today, but there's a chance that you might need it. So let's talk about solar system scope and see what we can find. Now remember, over here is a list of keywords. And what I mean by that is you don't have to read everything. You just got to look at the headings and the labels of the pages to help you. Use your great reading skills that all of your homeroom teachers have been teaching you. We've used text features. We've used those as kind of big red alarms going off in our heads that say, hey, look here. So I'm going to look and I'm going to say, I need to go to Saturn. Two ways I can get to Saturn. I can click on Saturn or I can go to the three circles. I could go to Planet Explorer and click on Saturn. So here I am. I'm in Saturn. Now, there's lots of things I could find out about Saturn. And looking back, I saw one that really stood out to me, the structure. And so I'm going to go back to structure and it's going to show me the structure of Saturn. For example, it's going to tell me what their atmosphere is. Oh, atmosphere. That was one of the words I needed to find. And it says molecular hydrogen and helium. So I'm going to go type that in. Molecular hydrogen and helium. Okay, that one's done. So I got molecular hydrogen and helium. All right, now let's figure out some other things. Ooh, it says mantle. Now remember, mantle has to do with our structure. It says liquid metallic hydrogen and helium. Ooh, it's liquid metallic. All right, so liquid metallic hydrogen and helium. All right, let's see what else I could find. And there's a core, it's dense solid rock. So I'm gonna, oh, I need to put mantle there, didn't I? And I'm gonna put core here. It's dense, solid rock. Now I notice there's no crust, and if I were to land on Venus, I would land on liquid metallic hydrogen and helium. That might help me answer this question later, but let's keep looking. So I've got the mantle, I've got the core, I've figured those pieces out. It says the atmosphere is molecular hydrogen and helium. I don't know what molecular means. I could always search that. I can always say, can I define molecular? And it might give me molecules. No, still not sure what that is. So I'm just going to say it's hydrogen and helium, right? Okay. Well, no oxygen there, so that's an issue. Let's see if I can find out the orbital period. Orbital period. And I realize I did something wrong. Do you guys catch it? I put this all on distance from the sun. Yeah, I did it wrong, and stuff like that happens. So you can cut it, and you could paste it where it belongs. It's really important that you put the things next to them. And I'm human. I made a mistake here and I chose to keep this in the video to show you how you could fix it. And so now I've got distance from the sun, orbital period, and surface gravity. So I think I might be able to find out most of that. I'm going to read a little bit more about their atmosphere. It says, due to its lower gravity, Saturn's atmosphere has more haze than Jupiter's, with blurred features and colors and muted and yellowish hue. Hmm. Okay. The winds on Saturn have 5 times as fast as those measured on Jupiter. Whoa, 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 whoa. Winds are 5 times. I'm going to put that in there in my atmosphere. Winds are 5 times as fast as Jupiter's. Okay, I just thought that was interesting about there. And notice how I'm kind of looking in there. Sun radiates 2.5 times more heat than it receives from the sun, possibly due to the raining out of helium. I don't know what that means, but it radiates. That sounds like radiation. 2.5 times more heat. Okay, so it sounds like it's going to be hot. It's going to radiates 2.5 times more heat. I'm looking here and I don't see anything about a magnetic field either. Hmm. Combined with its rapid rotation, Saturn becomes the most oblate, I don't know what that means, planet in our solar system. It is, yep. See, I'm going to leave that be. I think I've got enough for atmosphere. I've got my structure. Let's see if I can find the distance from the sun. So I go back and remember another place you could check is encyclopedia. And so in encyclopedia, I can look and I can see, ooh, orbit period. I can see mass, mean distance from sun. Oh, that must be distance from sun, 9.57 AU. I don't know what that means yet, but I am going to put that there. And later on, when I come back, we're going to learn what that means. So 9.57 AU. Okay, let's see. Orbital period. I saw that on here. Orbit period, 29 years. Whew, that's a long time to get around the sun. That must means it's pretty far. That number must be really far from the sun. Surface gravity, I saw that there too. 10.4 meters per second. It's interesting. I remember that when we did this with our finding our weight, Earth's gravity was 10. So I really wouldn't weigh much different on this planet. And so I keep looking back and I say, okay, is there anything else that I need to know? Well, I don't see anything in there that I could get there. It says something about mass. Ooh, the rings. It has moons, 150. Sometimes the stuff on solar system scopes hard to read. And so the last thing I'm left with is hazards or dangers. And so when you get to this point and you've answered all of this above, you want to also think, okay, wait a minute. Is this or any of these hazards? Well, one of them is definitely hazards. Winds 5 times as fast as Jupiter. So I'm just going to copy that and put it down here. That's a hazard. Okay, I'm going to enter down. Is there any other ones? Hmm. Yeah, hydrogen and helium, we can't breathe that. So that's a problem. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to look back at solar system scope and see if there was anything that could posed a problem. Let's see, diameter, I don't know, that mass, rotation, temperature, surface, minus 193 degrees. Yeah, that's a problem. So we're going to say minus 193 on surface. That's really cold. Okay. And then I'm going to look back and see if there's any other hazards or dangers. And one of the other places I could check is I can also use the NASA planet site. So check this out. When I go to the NASA planet site, I just find Saturn, and I'm really looking for things that are dangerous. And instead of reading all of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look on what I can find. I'm going to look at those headings: Saturn's neighbors, a quick history. What does Saturn look like? Okay, let's see if there's anything else. I don't see anything else. It says for more information, visit NASA Solar System Exploration. I wonder what that does. Ooh, this gives me lots. Kid-friendly Saturn. I like that one. Let's see if there's anything here. No, no. Hmm. I'm looking at just the headings and I just want to see, 10 things to know. Short day, long year. Huh. Hot air. Saturn's atmosphere is made up of mostly hydrogen and helium. I got that as a hazard. Rare destination. Okay. Glorious rings, mini solar system, lifeless behemoth, lifeless. Saturn cannot support life, but some of Saturn's moons have conditions that might support life. So can't support life. That might be a hazard. Add a dash of Earth. About 2 tons of Saturn's mass came from Earth. I didn't know that. Huh. This was intentionally vaporized in Saturn's atmosphere. Okay, well, that's because they threw a spacecraft in it. So I see this one other one. Saturn cannot support life. And so I go and I say, okay, another thing is, another hazard is Saturn cannot support life. So I've filled out the entire page and I've done all of that in about, I'm not quite sure how long I've been recording right now, but maybe about 10 minutes. And in 10 minutes, I've done all of that. So my last part I've got to do is I've got to answer the question, so is it landable? Why or why not? And that's what I've got to ask myself. Can I land here? Well, I don't think I can. And the reason I don't think I can is because, well, simply put, it's got when I look at the structure, the mantle, there's no crust and it's liquid metallic. So I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say simply because there is no crust and the mantle is liquid, metallic, hydrogen, and helium. So I mean, I can't land there. It's not landable. So now I know that I cannot land on Saturn. This is probably not a choice for me. And I've researched all of that and I know those informations. And so I'm good to go to my next one. And this is what you guys are going to be doing today. You're going to be filling these out. Now, here is the catch. There's also other things that you can look at, like Epic has a great amount. When you go to Epic and you click on it and you log in with the code, you'd find your name and then there's a little thing up here that would say mailbox, and you'll find something that says planets and moons. Now, I've already assigned it to you guys. I do believe it's already assigned, and I'm just going to double check. I'm going to double check and click and assign to class. So it's there. And when you go to it, I've given you all of these things. Now, the nice thing about them is there's ones on different levels that I've given you. You just find the one you're looking for. You'll notice that there's no moons here because I just could not get any of the moons to be found on here. But this is a great one for the planets. And so if I want to go to say one about Saturn, I can look at it. It tells me it's a level M, and I know my reading level. So if I think, okay, I'm higher than an M, I'm not going to read this book. I might look at it and say, okay, let's see if I can find another one on Saturn. What level is this one? Well, it's a read to me, and that one will read to you if you want it to. I got another one on Saturn here that's a level O. Okay, and I've got another one on Saturn here that's a level, it doesn't really tell me on this one, level K. So I'm going to go to level O book. And if I look at the level O book, the level O book, it's going to have a table of contents. And it's going to give me things that I can go to. Like if I wanted to go to that page, like how did Saturn form? I don't need to know that. Where is Saturn found? No. Why do we study Saturn? No. What is Saturn? That might tell me a little bit more. So I might go to page 6. Oops, too far. And on page 6, it tells me what it is. It tells me the size of it, but I don't see any of the things. Ooh, but during the winter, its north pole turns bright blue. What? I didn't know that. Wonder why it does that. All right. And it says fun fact. It tells me a little bit about the atmosphere, and I could see that. I got a little bit about this rocky core. Okay, and then I keep going and I say, all right, look at the words. I don't see anything that really stands out to me. And this is just a great way that you can look. You know, it talks about the gravity. And you don't always have to use this one, but it does let you guys know about the different things. It's also letting you know about the moons. So if you get to this point and you've filled this out and you know the answer is no, you've got some choices to make. You can go to another planet, or if you say, I really like Saturn, can I look at some other things on Saturn? Well, you can always look at the planet system of Saturn, and there are moons. Now, I'm going to click on Titan because Titan's a great one to go to. And Titan is another moon. And from Titan, I can explore lots of things about Titan. I can learn about its atmosphere and its weather. I can learn about its lakes and I can learn about its gravity and all those things that I needed. The only thing it doesn't give me is it does not give me the structure. So that's something I might have to think about later on because we may not know it. And there might be times when you don't know something, and that's perfectly fine. So here's the catch for today. Remember, you're doing 5.